Hello, all you coin collectors out there, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today, we're going to take a look at the 1977 S dime, which is a proof coin. It's the one that's here on the right. We also are going to take a look at the 1977 Philadelphia dime. Now, as you may know, in 1977, Philadelphia did not put a mint mark on the dime. That did not come until 1980. So there's no P here under the neck, and there won't be, and there won't ever be. You'll never see a 1977 dime with a P on it because they did not do that in 1977. If we look at this is a dime that's in pretty nice shape. It says Liberty on the left in front of Franklin Roosevelt. In God We Trust under his chin. 1977 here under his neck. In a JS down here at the bottom, which is the engraver's initials, and that's John Sinek, who designed this dime. And this dime had this same face on it from 1965 until 2019. I should say that this face was on there before 1965. However, it was silver before then. So this particular dime is not silver. It's a copper nickel clad copper. It weighs 2.268 grams, is 17.91 millimeters in diameter and 1.35 millimeters in thickness. If we look over to the proof dime, you can really see the difference there. And let's change the light. On the proof dime, you have to change the lighting up a little bit. And when we do that, you see that there's actually, this is pretty close to a Cameo dime here. In other words, it's a very, very high quality dime. Unfortunately for me and for many people who collect these dimes, 1977 Cameo dime still isn't worth too much. In this particular condition, it could be worth anywhere 250 to 350, maybe a little bit more if it's ungraded. And because it would cost $6 or more, probably at least to get it graded, this coin is probably, you could probably buy one like this on eBay for $250, maybe $3. So it's a nice dime. It's a beautiful dime, but the way that the prices are and the way that the grading is set up, this is not going to be a very valuable one. If we tip it up, we can see that it is a copper center or copper core in there. And if we do that, same thing with this one, you see it's a much shinier, and the copper is much more evident, but again, it's a copper core inside it. Now, some of you say, okay, it's an S, it must be silver, but in 1977, the proof coins were not silver, so don't have a silver expectation for the 1977 S dime. We look over here, it says United States of America. This is a torch, the olive branch, the oak here with the acorns on it. It says E pluribus unum down here in one dime. Now, if we look at the proof coin, it's just so much brighter and more defined. You can see the bands across the torch. You can see the flames licking out the top, and you can actually see some of the variegation or the veins in the leaves on the oak and on the olive branch. You can see the little olives and acorns very well, and you can see the little stem thing down here, which on many of the used coins is very, very hard to see. You can see a little bit of it there, but on this one it's incredibly evident that it goes in both directions. And look how sharp this stem comes down here. Just comes way down. At the bottom it says one dime. Now, in 1977, they made plenty of these. They also made a D dime, and that was for Denver. The S dime for Philadelphia was, was made. The S dime was made in San Francisco, and they made 3.25 million of them, essentially 3.25 million of these. So there's plenty of them out there. Again, another reason why it's not very valuable. And the Philadelphia dime, they made almost 800 million. So when we look at these dimes, no big value, even for this one, which is pretty darn close to a Cameo. If we get the light right, you can see that again. And in one of the things that they look at in a Cameo is how the different buff is, how this is buffed different, how it sits a little different. There are some doubling on these that you can see sometimes, but what you're seeing right now is not a doubling. It's simply the way that the light is hitting this particular coin. All right, that's all we have today for the DC Coin World International coin channel. So if you're looking to collect dimes, the 1977S, even as high as a Cameo, is probably not necessarily the dime to collect, just because the value is not very high unless you get it graded. And if you get it graded, you may be able to sell it for what you got it graded for and a little bit more, but it's still not a great value. Um, and finally, I just want to say that there are some with a doubling of the S's, but unless you get one of those graded, I wouldn't buy the doubled S without a grading on it. Have a great day from DC Coin World International Coin Channel.